Welcome to day 4 of our 30-day road trip across the U.S. Woke up in the farm and flipped some of Rob's 10, but sadly no Prairie King this time around. We worked our way north through Alabama, loosely following the Tennessee River, working our way to a part of the state I'd actually never been to before, hoping to cruise a early afternoon northern pine snake, and along the way got into some pretty decent cover, but as you can see, we didn't really turn up anything. Then we got in some really perfect habitat for northern pines, and even though I've never targeted this species before, I have a pretty good idea of where to look, and even though one didn't show up, I honestly felt like we had a pretty decent shot at it, so I was really happy about that. We continued to kind of haphazardly come across and flip artificial cover that afternoon without much success, kind of the usual narrative at this point, until eventually Emma spotted some cover and we got our first snake of the day, this little eastern worm snake. Oh, and this bonus black racer shad. I assume that's what it is. It was finally time for some lunch before tackling the Tennessee River Delta, an area I've never really been in before, but it was really pretty and gotten some good riprap even though there's no one hanging around. And Emma also keenly spotted this bald eagle. Flipped some artificial cover, met John Pork and company, flipped some more, pulled a pretty solid door knocker, but I think you're beginning to put together the narrative by now that snakes just do not live undercover. All right, you say, maybe try some rock. Nope, screw rocks. Literally just dropped this thing in my pinky while trying to put it back, and like the pressure caused it to burst open. I've never had that happen. Hurt like crazy, and I whined about it all day long. But yeah, we flipped 40 perfect rocks, and we got a ringneck. Woo! Honestly, really beautiful out here, though. A little ways later, we got into some slightly more promising microhabitat and flipped this box turtle, a ringneck, and then Emma flipped like 7 under one rock. And then Aiden decided to clutch up once again and flip this black king snake for us. Now we are 4 days, 4 lamps. Love to see it. And of course, you already know Aiden had to hit a jump for this guy. That definitely had to sting just a little. After we exhausted the cut, we called it and started to head to Nashville for the night. But not before we stopped a few more times, cruised this little salamander, and even the first Decay's brown at the Lollapalooza. Once we got to Nashville, we checked into a hotel and cleaned up some before heading out to dinner. Tried a place called a Velvet Taco. Actually really loved it, would definitely eat it again. And then headed down Broadway for a little to enjoy the sights and sounds before getting some much needed sleep. Be sure to follow for more.